Hi there. My name's Richard Churchill, and I work for a company called SessionCam, and I'm going to talk to you about our session replay product that we built in Norwich and is now used all over the world. We have thousands of users, in fact, in over 76 countries. And they're people of all shapes and sizes, from very large companies, which we provide extra support for, to very small companies who sign up online and just immediately start recording and watching what's happening on their websites. And there are many, many different use cases. So the kind of names that you may all know, we work with people like Financial Times, we work with Aviva, TalkTalk, Sky, John Lewis. They're kind of well-known brand names that you may well all know. And we're providing consultancy and setup and support for these kind of companies on a regular basis. So SessionCam was set up because we all want to make the most of our websites. And some of the tools that we have in place today that are very, very common, things like web analytics, we'll all know and love, they're fantastic tools, but they just don't tell the whole story. So we thought, what if you could see what was actually happening on the website and see in front of you what the user was doing at a point in time and how they were interacting with the site and with the content. And actually there's a whole plethora of site optimization tools that can help in this regard, which has been very much on the rise in recent years. And session replay is a sector of that that's growing very strongly. And we're in pole position with SessionCam. So we believe that if you're serious about a website, then you need session replay. And as I say, this is one of the tools that effectively you can start to see more of what's happening with your users, how they're interacting with content, and how they're reacting to the way the content is moving during their journey. So finding problems and identifying optimizations is really, really important, incredibly important in today's web. And we've got a few ways that can help people do that. Okay, so we've got the ability for you to be able to see exactly what your users were doing online. So you can pop into a particular session of somebody going through a payment process, a shopping cart, whatever it may be, and you can see the points at which they had trouble, the way they were engaging with the site, and the way the site was engaging with them. And you can start to find out things that you didn't know, and it's incredibly, it always surprises me as to how quickly you can do that, even on a site that you don't know very well. Just by having that view of exactly what the user was seeing. So you can start to explore, but you can also start to focus on specific areas and also skip to the interesting bits. So we can help sort through the wheat and chaff to find out what you're interested in at a point in time. So I've got a little demonstration just to give you the idea, because it all comes to life when you start to see it. So this is a replay from one of our customers, Jules, a retailer in the UK. And this is somebody going through on their site on an iPad, on a device, and we're going to see what was happening. We're seeing where they're touching. We can see the blue dots. We'll see pinch and zoom. And this is the journey that that user is experiencing on that device and the way that device is able to interact with the site. So they have a lot of dynamic content in the way that it works. And we can effectively, by dropping JavaScript onto a page, we can turn it on and we can pick all that up automatically. So if this will just move on. And we'll pop past that one. So at an individual session level, that is incredibly interesting. But there's an awful lot of sessions and people going through websites, even on some of the smaller sites. So we've got tools to help you slice and dice through to the pieces of the journey that are most interesting to you for the questions that you're asking and the answers you want at a particular time. So you can start to focus, and that might be focusing on why people are not signing up on your site. It might be focusing on basket abandonment on a retailer, or it might just be exploring how people are interacting on the different types of devices, and we've got some really, really good device detection inside SessionCam to help with that. So in practice, it comes down to a number of things that our customers are doing on a daily basis, and they're talking to us about this, and we're helping them work through the kind of answers they want to get from their website data. Here we go. So at a practical level, it's things like looking at field analysis and looking at why people are dropping off, where they're dropping off. What typically tends to happen is there's an aggregated amount of drop-off at certain points. So a classic thing on a quote process might be a postcode field, for example, that's having trouble. We can help increase conversion. We can watch mobile behavior. In fact, even feed data off the back of the type of journeys that people are having and notify you about those circumstances that are happening on the site and interact with other systems. So there are lots of different use cases. And that's working really well. So we're in our third to 4 years we're on now. We've got a product that's established. We've got great support for the big customers that we want to take on, and we're working across the world. But what do we want next? Well, actually, our vision for SessionCam has always been about being the world's leading supplier of session replay, and that's still very much our aim. So we feel that Norwich really has been famous for things like mustard far too long, and it really needs to be about session replay, and that's what we're going to work very hard to achieve. So anybody with a website really can benefit from session replay. And if you fancy giving it a go, you can grab a free account online. Just pop to the website, sessioncam.com, and sign up. And we've also got an offer for the event tonight as well. So we'll put you on to, if you talk to our support team, drop them an email, say you were at SyncNorwich, and we'll give you a month free on our medium plan. So that gives most kind of average-sized website the ability to try it for a period of time. And it really is as simple as dropping the JavaScript on, switching on. So thank you for listening. There are a number of us in the room tonight. If you could all just put up your hands and wave for me, that would be wonderful. Lovely, down here in the middle. So if you'd like to talk more about session replay, how you can get more out of the websites, please do that. If you'd like to talk about the technology side, I've talked to SyncNorwich before about that. I've avoided that today, but if you want to talk about that, please come and see me. But thank you for listening.